I welcome all my friends who come to the channel for taking your valuable time and watching this video, and I request you to watch this whole video. You will learn a lot, and if you like the video, then like the video, subscribe my channel and express your opinion in the comments. Thank you. Let's go to today's video. The call you didn't expect. Listen carefully.
Listen carefully. This is not a random video. This is not an accident. And this message is not for everyone. If you are hearing this right now, it means Jesus himself is calling your name. You may feel tired, confused, broken, or quietly wondering if God has forgotten you. But hear this clearly. Jesus has something amazing prepared for you. Something you did not earn. Something you did not expect. Something that will change the direction of your life. Right now, heaven is paying attention to you. Right now, mercy is speaking your name. Right now, Jesus is standing at the door of your heart and saying, "Do not give up yet. Do not walk away now. What I'm about to do in your life will shock you." This video is a call, a warning, and a promise. Stay until the end, because what Jesus wants you to hear next may be the very thing that restores your faith, heals your soul, and unlocks what has been delayed for far too long. When Jesus calls, everything changes. When Jesus calls, it rarely sounds like comfort at first. Sometimes it feels like disruption, like pressure, like restlessness you cannot explain. You try to sleep, but your mind won't rest. You try to move on, but something pulls you back. You try to ignore God, but his voice keeps returning. That is not confusion. That is conviction. Jesus never calls you to destroy you. He calls you to transform you. Think about this. Before Jesus blessed Peter, he told him to leave the boat. Before he healed the blind man, he asked him to wash. Before he raised Lazarus, he allowed the tomb. Delay does not mean denial. Pain does not mean abandonment. Many people miss their miracle because they misunderstand the process. You've been asking, "Lord, why is this taking so long?" And Jesus is saying, "Because what I'm preparing is bigger than what you're expecting." You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Jesus is removing what cannot go with you into the next season. He is closing doors you prayed would stay open because he sees what you cannot. What feels like loss right now is actually protection. What feels like silence is actually preparation. And hear this clearly. If Jesus is calling you, it means he trusts you with what is coming. Not everyone can handle the blessing you are about to receive. What Jesus has prepared for you. What Jesus has for you is not small. It is not temporary, and it is not ordinary. He is preparing rest where there was exhaustion, peace where there was anxiety, clarity where there was confusion. You've been fighting battles in secret, crying prayers no one hears, smiling on the outside while breaking on the inside. But Jesus sees you. He saw every tear you wiped away in silence. Every time you chose faith when quitting felt easier. Every moment you trusted him even when nothing made sense. And now he says, "My child, your obedience was not wasted. What is coming will restore your joy. It will silence your enemies. It will confirm that God never left your side." Some blessings come quietly, others come suddenly. And what Jesus is about to do in your life will make you look back and say, "Only God could have done this." But here is the key. You must answer when he calls. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, not when you feel ready. Faith is not waiting until fear disappears. Faith is moving while fear is still there. Jesus is calling you out of doubt, out of fear, out of delay, because what he has prepared for you is worth the wait, worth the pain, and worth the obedience. And this is only the beginning. Why the wait has been so painful. You have wondered why the waiting hurt this much. Why trusting God felt heavier than walking away. Why obedience seemed to cost you more than rebellion. But listen closely. Deep preparation always feels like deep pressure. Jesus never rushes what he plans to sustain. What you are waiting for is not fragile. It is not shallow. It is not temporary. That is why the process has been intense. Gold is not refined with comfort. Diamonds are not formed without pressure, and faith is not proven without fire. Jesus has been strengthening you in ways you cannot see, teaching you discernment, building endurance, breaking old patterns that would have destroyed what is coming. You asked God to change your situation, but first He chose to change you. Some relationships had to fall apart. Some plans had to fail. Some doors had to close painfully. Because if they had gone with you, they would have delayed your destiny. You were not forgotten in the waiting. You were hidden. Hidden from distractions. Hidden from counterfeit blessings. Hidden until the right moment. And now Jesus says, the season of silent preparation is ending. Jesus saw what you never spoke about. There were prayers you never said out loud. Pain you never explained. Questions you were afraid to ask God. But Jesus heard every one of them. He saw you when you felt invisible. He stayed when others walked away. He protected you from things you didn't even know were coming. You thought heaven was quiet, but heaven was working. Every delay had a purpose. Every tear had a record. Every prayer was stored. And now Jesus says, I am about to answer you in a way that leaves no doubt it was me. What He is preparing will not just bless you. It will restore you. Restore your confidence. Restore your faith. Restore your ability to hope again. The enemy tried to convince you that you were late, forgotten, and replaceable. But Jesus says, you are chosen. You are seen. You are right on time. What you lost will not define you. What broke you will not finish you. Because Jesus does not specialize in replacement. He specializes in resurrection. What looked dead is about to breathe again. The decision that unlocks everything. But hear this carefully. What Jesus has prepared requires a response. Miracles follow obedience. Breakthrough follows surrender. Transformation follows trust. Jesus is calling you to let go of what feels familiar, so He can give you what is eternal. You cannot carry fear into your next season. You cannot carry doubt into your blessing. You cannot carry the past into what God is about to do. This is the moment where many turn back. But you must move forward, even if your hands are shaking, even if your heart is unsure, even if you don't see the full picture yet. Faith is not seeing the whole staircase. It is taking the next step. Jesus is not asking for perfection. He is asking for availability. Say yes, even if your voice trembles. Trust Him, even if it feels risky. Move, even if you feel unready. Because once you answer His call, nothing will remain the same. What Jesus has for you is closer than you think, bigger than you imagined, and more beautiful than what you lost. And this is still not the end. The spiritual battle you did not see, what you have been facing, was never just natural. It was never only circumstances. It was never just bad timing. There has been a battle around your calling. The enemy does not attack what is unimportant. He does not resist what has no future. He does not fight what carries no purpose. The resistance you felt was confirmation. Every time you chose prayer instead of bitterness, every time you chose patience instead of panic, you weakened what was trying to stop you. There were moments you almost quit, moments you questioned everything, moments you felt spiritually exhausted. But Jesus stood between you and what tried to destroy you. He blocked what would have broken you. He delayed what would have distracted you. He protected you while you were unaware. And now He says, the battle is shifting. What once pressed against you will no longer have authority over you, because the season of endurance is giving way to the season of reward. Why you couldn't give up? Have you ever wondered why? No matter how hard it got, you never fully walked away. You were tired. You were hurt. You were disappointed. Yet something inside you refused to quit. That was not your strength. That was grace. Jesus was holding you when you couldn't hold on anymore. He anchored your faith when your emotions were unstable. Others may have left God in similar situations. Others may have chosen bitterness, but you stayed, and heaven noticed. Every act of quiet faithfulness mattered. Every unseen choice mattered. Every whispered prayer mattered. Jesus says, "You did not endure for nothing." What he is about to release into your life will justify the waiting, the obedience, and the tears. Your story is about to become a testimony. The shift is already happening. Something has already changed in the unseen. You may not feel it yet. You may not see it yet. But the atmosphere around you is different. Jesus has begun moving pieces into place, aligning people, opening paths, removing obstacles quietly. What felt stuck is loosening. What felt delayed is accelerating. What felt impossible is becoming reachable. But the shift requires awareness. You must stay spiritually alert. Stay prayerful. Stay humble. Blessings can be delayed by doubt. Opportunities can be missed by fear. Jesus is saying, "Do not go back to what I delivered you from." The old season cannot contain the new blessing. Lift your expectations. Prepare your heart. Position your faith. Because what is coming will require gratitude, wisdom, and obedience. And this shift, this is only preparing you for what comes next. What Jesus is about to restore. There are things you thought were gone forever. Dreams you buried quietly. Joy you stopped expecting. Faith you learned to survive without. But Jesus never forgets what he promised. What was delayed was not deleted. What was broken was not wasted. What was lost was not final. Jesus specializes in restoration that feels impossible. Not partial restoration, not temporary relief, but complete renewal. He is restoring what life took from you, what people misused, what fear caused you to abandon. The years you thought were wasted will begin to make sense. The pain you could not explain will become wisdom. The silence you endured will become authority. Jesus says, "I am giving you beauty for ashes, strength for weakness, clarity for confusion." And when this restoration begins, it will not look like luck. It will look like God. Those who doubted you will be confused. Those who underestimated you will be silent. Because what Jesus restores comes back stronger than before. The warning before the blessing. But hear this with a sober heart. Every major blessing is preceded by a decision. Before promotion comes testing. Before increase comes responsibility. Before revelation comes surrender. Jesus is asking you to guard your heart. Not everyone celebrating you now is meant to go with you. Not every voice speaking to you is speaking truth. Discernment is your protection in this season. Stay humble, stay prayerful, stay connected to God. The enemy often tries one last distraction. Before breakthrough, one more doubt, one more delay, one more temptation to settle. But settling now would cost you what God is about to give. Jesus says, "Do not trade what is eternal for what is comfortable." What he has prepared requires focus. Do not rush. Do not compare. Do not look back. The blessing ahead demands maturity, and you are ready. If you stay close to him, your calling is bigger than you realize. What Jesus has planned for you was never just about you. Your breakthrough will bless others. Your healing will strengthen others. Your testimony will guide others. That is why the process was heavy. That is why the calling felt overwhelming. You carry influence you haven't stepped into yet. Your obedience will open doors for people you may never meet. Your faith will be proof that God still moves. Jesus is not just answering your prayers. He is preparing you to be an answer. That is why he kept you. That is why he corrected you. That is why he never let you quit. You are walking into purpose, not just peace, into assignment, not just comfort. And when it happens, you will know. Every delay had meaning. Every tear had purpose. Every moment of waiting was shaping you for this. And now, only one part remains. This is the moment everything has been leading to. Not coincidence, not emotion, not inspiration, a decision. Jesus has been speaking to you throughout this message, not to your ears, but to your heart. You felt it when the words slowed down. You felt it when your chest tightened. You felt it when memories resurfaced. That was him. Jesus is not distant. He is not silent. He is not waiting for you to become perfect. He is standing before you now saying, "Come to me, all who are weary, all who are burdened, all who are tired of carrying life alone." You do not need to fix yourself first. You do not need to understand everything. You only need to come. This call is not about religion. It is about relationship. Not rules, but surrender. Not fear, but trust. You may feel unworthy. You may feel late. You may feel broken. But broken people are exactly who Jesus calls. Right now, heaven is quiet, waiting for your response. Do not scroll. Do not delay. Do not ignore this moment. If your heart is beating fast, if your eyes are heavy, if your soul feels exposed, that is the Holy Spirit drawing you. Jesus says, "I have something amazing for you, but you must let me lead." Let go of the past. Let go of guilt. Let go of control. Say yes, not with your strength, but with your surrender. And when you do, peace will replace chaos. Purpose will replace confusion. Hope will rise again. This is your moment. This is your call. This is your beginning. Jesus has something amazing for you, and it starts right now.